Why does a sale always work on you? You are walking past a shop. You were not going to buy anything. You had no intention of going in. Then you see a sign in the window, 50% off. And suddenly, you are inside. You are browsing. You are holding something. And you are thinking, I need this. But here is the question nobody asks. Did you need that item before you saw the sign? Probably not. So what happened between seeing 50% off and standing in that shop? That is what we are exploring today, because sales do not just offer you a discount. They hijack your brain. Today we are going to break down exactly why sales work on everyone, including smart, financially aware people. We will look at 4 psychological mechanisms that activate the moment you see a discount, what the research actually shows about sale behavior, and the one reframe that changes how you see every sale forever. Let us start with the first and most powerful mechanism, anchoring. The moment you see a sale price, your brain does not evaluate it in isolation. It compares it to the original price, which becomes an anchor, a reference point your brain uses to judge everything else. Here's how it works. You see a jacket priced at $200. Your brain registers, this jacket is worth $200. Then you see it on sale for $80. Your brain does not think, is $80 reasonable for this jacket? Your brain thinks, I am saving $120. The saving becomes the story. The actual price becomes invisible. Researchers at MIT ran experiments where they showed people arbitrary numbers before asking them to bid on items. People who saw high numbers first bid significantly higher. People who saw low numbers first bid lower. The anchor does not even need to be related to the product. Any number you see first infects the numbers that follow. This is why retailers always show you the original price, even if that original price was never really the real price. The original price exists, in many cases, specifically to make the sale price feel like a bargain. Behavioral economists call this the reference price effect, and it works every single time on virtually everyone. The second mechanism, scarcity and urgency. Sale ends tonight, only 3 left. 40 people are looking at this right now. These phrases are not just marketing copy. They are psychological triggers that activate one of the most ancient parts of your brain. When something is scarce or time-limited, your brain interprets it as more valuable. This is called the scarcity heuristic, and it evolved over hundreds of thousands of years, in environments where resources genuinely were limited. If you saw food, you grabbed it. If you hesitated, someone else got it. That survival instinct still runs in your brain today, and retailers know exactly how to trigger it. Studies show that identical products are rated as more desirable and more valuable when described as scarce versus plentiful. In one experiment, participants rated cookies in a jar with 10 cookies versus a jar with 2 cookies. Same cookies. The ones in the nearly empty jar were consistently rated as better tasting. Scarcity does not just make you want it more. It literally makes it seem better. And urgency adds a second layer. Time pressure shuts down your deliberative thinking. When a countdown timer is running, your brain shifts from analytical mode into reactive mode. You stop asking, do I need this? And start asking, will I miss out? That shift from need to fear of missing out is where most impulse purchases happen. The third mechanism, loss aversion. When a sale ends, you do not just lose a discount. Your brain frames it as losing money you already had. The saving was yours, and now it is being taken away. Daniel Kahneman's research showed that losses feel roughly twice as powerful as equivalent gains. So missing a $50 saving does not feel like failing to gain $50. It feels like losing $50. That is an entirely different emotional experience, and it is twice as motivating. Retailers exploit this perfectly. Do not miss out. Do not let this deal slip away. You will regret it. These phrases are not accidents. They are specifically designed to frame inaction as a loss. The moment you frame not buying as losing something, you have changed the entire psychology of the decision. Here is the reframe you need. The retailer's frame. Not buying equals losing the saving. The real frame. Buying something you did not intend to buy is spending money you did not plan to spend. The sale is not saving you money. It is just making spending feel less bad. The fourth mechanism, and possibly the most powerful. When you find a good sale, your brain rewards you with a hit of dopamine. Not for the product, for the win. You found the deal. You beat the system. You are a smart shopper. This is identity-based purchasing at its most subtle. You are not buying a jacket. You are buying proof that you are the kind of person who does not pay full price. You are buying a self-image. Savvy, smart, financially aware. And that self-image is deeply compelling, even if the jacket itself was not something you needed. Research by Dijksterhuis and colleagues showed that purchasing decisions are often driven by who we want to be, rather than what we rationally need. Sales supercharge this effect because they add a layer of social proof. This was a premium product, and now I have it, at a price others paid more for. The psychological cocktail of identity, savings, and status. Extremely potent. Now let us look at what the data actually shows, because the numbers tell a story most people find genuinely uncomfortable. In a landmark study of consumer behavior, researchers found that people who actively seek out sales spend, on average, significantly more per month than people who do not shop sales at all. Why? Because sales create additional shopping trips. They drive purchases of things that were not on your list. And they create what researchers call the shopping momentum effect. Once you start buying in sale mode, your threshold for making additional purchases drops dramatically. Another finding. People consistently overestimate how much they save during sales. In one study, participants estimated they saved about 30% on a shopping trip. The actual saving was closer to 12%. Our brains amplify the feeling of saving, which is why leaving a sale feels so satisfying, even when the math does not add up. And a study in the Journal of Marketing Research found something even more striking. People who receive a discount on one product in a store become significantly more likely to buy additional full-price items immediately after. The discount primes them into a spending state. The sale item is the foot in the door. The full-price items are the actual revenue. So what do you actually do with all of this? First, sales are not evil. Sometimes they are genuinely useful. The goal is not to never buy on sale. The goal is to know when the sale is serving you, and when you are serving the sale. Strategy 1. The pre-commitment list. Before entering any sale or browsing any sale website, write down specifically what you are looking for. Not categories, specific items. The act of writing it down activates your prefrontal cortex, the rational part. Before the sale activates your reward system. You give your rational brain a head start. Strategy 2. The pre-sale question. Before buying anything on sale, ask yourself, would I buy this at full price? If the answer is no, then you do not actually want the product. You want the discount. You want the feeling of a deal. And that feeling will fade the moment you get home. The product will not. Strategy 3. The 48-hour rule for sale items. Sales create artificial urgency, so you need a rule that specifically counteracts that urgency. Wait 48 hours. The sale will usually still be running, and if it is not, notice how you feel. If you feel relieved, you did not want it. If you genuinely feel loss, reconsider. Strategy 4. Reframe the saving. Instead of thinking, I saved $50, Think, I spent $80. Both are true, but one activates your reward system, and one activates your cost awareness. When you practice framing purchases in terms of what you spent rather than what you saved, you make more accurate financial decisions over time. Here is the big picture. Every time you see a sale, 4 mechanisms activate simultaneously: anchoring, scarcity, loss aversion, identity. Each one is individually powerful. Together, they are almost irresistible. This is not a character flaw. This is your brain doing exactly what it was built to do, in an environment it was never built for. The one reframe that changes everything. A sale does not save you money. A sale is an invitation to spend money you were not planning to spend on something you were not planning to buy, at a price that feels better than it would have without the original price next to it. When you see it that way, really see it, the hold it has on you loosens. If this changed how you will look at the next sale sign you see, subscribe. Every week, we break down one behavioral economics concept that explains why smart people make predictable financial mistakes. In plain English, no jargon. See you next time.